Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to Fallout New Vegas. So, we've been trying to wrap up this Bleed Me Dry quest before we have to move the main story forward, and really it's just we need to look at all the Caesar quests. I don't think there is... Well, we could turn in this Tend to Your Business quest also. That is the other thing I guess we could do, and as we're doing the Caesar quest we can try and finish Left My Heart. So this is Red Lucy from the Thorn asking me to go and fight some Deathclaws to get specific Deathclaw eggs. I could go to Quarry Junction. We've already been there though, so let's instead go to Deadwind Cavern. Now, am I particularly well equipped to fight Deathclaws? Maybe not. Rex might be better replaced with Eddie, and the doctor is wearing power armor, so I guess he's fine. My gun is alright, but kind of low on bullets. And yeah, I guess are gonna have to probably walk around the map some way. I'm not sure how we're actually supposed to reach this cavern. It doesn't feel like it is just going to be a case of Bethesda climbing. Yeah. Honestly, I kind of hated the climbing in Breath of the Wild, and in general, that kind of made me not like Breath of the Wild at all. I can see there's a location I haven't found somewhere over here. Probably this circle. Let's see if we can find that. Take a little bit of a side journey. Just because, you know, in Zelda games, climbing mountains is usually not a big focus. But I have never appreciated it more than playing this game. This really helps remind me just how awful Bethesda games have been with their mountain climbing nonsense and using mountains to block you. And Breath of the Wild effectively uses mountains to block you in the sense that you have to build up your stamina as you level up, and that is effectively your level up in the whole game. I guess this would be where you would go to get prickly pear fruit. I imagine there isn't anything here. One thing I was going to do is look at my guns and see if we've got something else that we could try and target that would do a lot of damage. Like this does like 376 damage because of the bullets I've put in it. Special. If I tried to make maybe some 10mm special bullets, maybe I could do that. So what would I need to do to make that? I would need powder from a pistol. So what could I break down? Well, it really would just be breaking down 10mm rounds. And this is just like a whole system that, at least on very easy, what happened there. Yep. At least I'm very easy. You just aren't likely to engage with any of this early. It's something that's going to happen way later. I don't know what I'm really doing here. Like, it seems like I'm going in circles. I don't know if that's the case or what is going on, or if it's just being mislabeled some way. Like, I don't know how I can make one of those. I don't see. I've been trying to make 10mm JPL hand loads. I need more powder. Powder, I guess, could be gotten this way. If I got rid of the long range bullets, but maybe I should keep the long range bullets. So yeah, I have no idea. I have to come over here and try and figure out what I just accomplished there. Like, I have 10mm hand load bullets, which I think you would equip, but I think you can only equip it here. And then that has this gun doing 288 damage, which is actually less than what this named gun was doing, which is 376. So in reality, I should be breaking down anything possible to make the 9mm bullets. Which that would be small pistol primers and powder and cases of 9mm. So, yeah, I don't think breaking this down makes a ton of sense, and I don't think messing with the system makes a lot of sense. And then we have a whole bunch of overcharge stuff that we could maybe use. Probably not. Probably I'm just gonna fill my inventory with garbage in this shack, and this shack definitely feels like it is an item, a location here designed to make it be a safe house of sorts, just in case you get trapped in the wild wilderness and are afraid that you're going to completely die. It gives you very standard things. I guess storytelling wise, a kid lived here. You see a lot of indications that kids were here without actually seeing kids. It definitely feels like at one point they were going to just not have any children in the game at all. They pretty much don't have any children in the game, except for in Nellis Air Force Base. Most of this stuff is still useless. Auto-inject stim pack. I was hoping I could make an auto-inject super stim pack. I think I need more than one sensor module to do that. Let's see. Convert 3 electron charge to a MFC. Let's see if this does something. Yeah, if you were getting XP for doing all of this, it'd be nicer. Some nails. We can break that down to craft that. An insignificantly small amount of bullets. Yep, that definitely just feels like this is a place designed to give you a small respite. It doesn't feel like there's an actual quest anywhere. It is another fast travel location, in fairness, that now I could have fast traveled a little bit closer. And it definitely feels like from every location, they probably have a small unfilled triangle that your radar would point to you to, your compass would point you to. And so if you wanted to save yourself a perk and not take all map locations being revealed, then the perk that reveals all the map locations, then yes, I think this would be helpful. To jump around and look for hollow triangles. There is also a small possibility that you would take the perk and it would mark the map locations, but not actually let you fast travel to those locations. There is possibility. I need to use my action points and bats as much as possible. Here we can see how Rex is going to get knocked out by these death claws pretty quickly. And same is true for me. There is a dashing attack that the death claws use that is effectively undefeatable. They move faster than you do. They hit very hard. All you can do is have a massive amount of armor on and try to target them and shoot them before they can reach you. And getting 50 XP fighting a Deathclaw is not as interesting as getting 50 XP killing some of the other animals. Mutated animals. You might argue that there should be non-mutated animals more prevalent in the game. Suppose this will give me an excuse to use stim packs. And at some point there, the auto-inject stim pack should have happened. This might be a good example of showing off how the stealth mechanic in this game is not helpful. We will see how close we can get to an enemy to increase our odds and see if we can get a critical strike. All these stalagmites, or stalactites, I always get it backwards. Kind of spooky, but don't seem... Okay. So I can't VATS at all. Apparently this is just a wall. As far as the game is concerned, that there's no way a bullet is going to cross through that section. You definitely would see in a modern game where that would not be the case. And it's just too slow to crouch down and hide. Caution. Hidden. Rex is unconscious. So apparently Rex opted to fight something.
What a shame.
Yep. So that's about as close as you can get to a Deathclaw from the looks of it. Not particularly close. And with your companions, even in hidden stealth mode, by default they're going to be programmed to be aggressive. And with that aggression, they are going to shoot from if you get too close. This definitely feels like a cave that is designed specifically for Deathclaws. The walls feel a little bit wider and the areas are a bit windier. I suspect so that Deathclaws don't just get in a chain. Right, let's get the Deathclaw mother. Yeah. The auto-inject stim pad did happen. So remember, the Deathclaw mother has an enrage factor that if you kill the younglings around her, she'll attack more. There is more XP though to collect in this area, so we should just investigate further in this cave. And I think it's probably worth it to... Here we have a legendary death claw. What's funny is it says a headshot, 3 headshots would kill him, but realistically I don't think it will. We are out of bullets. I figured it was going to happen at some point. The service rifle has bullets, but no damage. I converted all of these bullets to higher damage JHP bullets. But yeah, we definitely don't have a lot of those either. And I believe the legendary Deathclaw is still over here. That's why these guys are all passed out. It's like he's trapped, or at least programmed fairly heartily to not go too far. Continue this with like critical strikes. Yep. And this almost certainly is something you could only have done in very easy mode. I do think even on normal mode I would have long since yep, no extra XP for killing that's crazy. For as much difficulty as that was, no extra XP, no amount of bullets for being put into him. I may very well now need to take the perk that would give me more bullets. Because I'm in a real bad position now. Here we have a Brotherhood of Steel character. Alright, well. Let's see if we can drop some of that. Notice how the Brotherhood of Steel power armor. Yeah, I think I'm out of stim packs too. I could take rads and drink water. Let's see if we have anything else that would... and I could have taken Med-X, certainly, to increase my damage resistance. I could use the NCR emergency radio if we wanted to. I could eat the prickly pear fruit. Super stim pack. Yeah, we are completely out of stim packs. I have plenty of money though, so if I could go buy stim packs, that would be great. And bullet wise, 20 gauge rounds, maybe the only thing I have. No, 5.56 bullets, I guess, what I have the most of. So, can we find a gun that would fire 5.56? This hunting revolver seems like it might do something. Nope, it can only use those bullets from the looks of it. It can't use 5.56. I thought maybe the dash there meant something different. Guess we'll use a grenade launcher then. Alright. And then our condition on this helmet could be repaired, but I'd have to put something else on. And then this could be repaired with this. Let's go ahead and do that. Unless I had a bunch of heavy items. Deathclaw eggs, yeah. Let's give Rex our Deathclaw eggs. That'll free up a bunch of weight. We'll go through here and see if there's anything else we can dump on him. Okay. We're in a dangerous position, so the hope here is that this is the end of the map and that there isn't anything more. I would imagine there isn't anything more. I suspect that the legendary Deathclaw was programmed to stay in just this area. And then we were gonna find this Brotherhood of Steel person. And see, I could see where maybe I'm supposed to just join the Brotherhood of Steel and then they would have given me a bunch more quests. That is certainly a thought. Turned around a little bit here. I think the way out is this way. Yeah. Taking all these drugs to then have them wear off. These duffel bags, I suppose, are supposed to give us bullets. But I think what we need to do is probably travel to the Crimson Caravan, travel to several other locations, and see if I can buy bullets. Otherwise, I am gonna be in real trouble. I think this is the way out. There's too many rocks here that can easily be overlooked, or they can kind of look like duffel bags. Weird. The cave kind of curves around. And so to exit, to go here, which doesn't look anything like an exit at all. Well, if we know we are going to be the quest moved forward, so going to the quarry junction probably doesn't matter. If we know we need to buy things, we should go to Hidden Valley. Where is it? And turn in that quest. Just killing rad scorpions. Yeah. And while I'm here, I'll see you. That will allow me to buy some bullets from the Brotherhood of Steel. I might even just pick up a new companion from the Brotherhood of Steel. We came here before, and then a group like that decided to talk to me with Veronica as my companion and move Veronica's quest.
There you are. A few of us want to thank you for being such a good friend to the Brotherhood. So we set aside some of our recycled energy cells. We'll leave a few of them in that footlocker in the corner every so often. The Paladins scoff at using recycled ammo, so no one should mind.
I don't know where he's talking about as far as leaving it in the corner. Yeah. I don't know if he was supposed to say that at a different time. Yeah, I guess that's what he's talking about.
Seems the destruction of the monorail didn't slow the NCR down much. How many troops do they have?
Yeah, and I don't think that there's a good reason to talk to anybody while you're here, though. Until we can find a way to either join the Brotherhood of Steel and start quest, or otherwise start a quest. I could try to find like the doctor character who doesn't seem like she even spends that much time in this office, although it is 2 in the morning.
How may I assist you?
Yeah. I very much would prefer that they just allowed you to have all the characters stand behind their shopkeeper location always and just be in permanent locations. Knight Torres is a great example of that. Nobody, I imagine, even noticed that she doesn't go anywhere to sleep.
I'll be able to resupply my store more often. So what are you here for? Our patrols are always bringing more stuff in. Take a look.
So I have massive amounts of caps. And yeah, unless I wanted to buy a combat reinforced Mark II and reduce the amount of damage, I'm not sure I want to buy everything here. Some of this stuff I obviously sold to her. So it would be a losing trade. Let's see what we can sell. Things we probably don't care about, like BB guns, brass knuckles, C4 plastic explosives, frag mines, grenades, Plasma grenades, plasma mines, pulse grenades, varmint rifle, probably. Things to sell. Power armor, I would keep.
Pleasure doing business with you. Bye.
Of course, I just made a mistake there in that I should have
Sure. Don't treat me like a
started
bad
by
brother, okay?
taking all of his armor and taking all of this. There probably is a take all button there. I'm probably stupidly not doing that right. Alright. So with that all in contention, a 10mm gun has no bullets. This pistol, why does this pistol have, no, it's the same amount of bullets in total. Anti-material. I could take this hunting revolver and I could replace it and upgrade the condition. That wouldn't really increase the damage. So the hunting revolver I'm keeping mostly just because I don't think I've ever seen one before. Police baton, I guess we can combine that, and straight razor. We can probably combine all that into one item. Service rifle does a pathetic amount of damage. So let's do the submachine gun on the service rifle. Now this submachine gun is actually doing a very nice amount of damage. I do think that this is where this may fall, is that we may start to realize certain guns at higher damage just gonna be better. This hunting shotgun's still not really great. What else can we repair? So yeah, it doesn't seem like we can do anything more there. We could do a Brotherhood armor versus a regular armor. Which I'm just not sure I have each of these armors. T45D power helmet can be replaced. Can do one T45D power helmet.
Hi there. Looking to spend some... Our patrols are always bringing more stuff in. Take a look.
And then I'm still not willing to start using electronic bullets, so let's see if we can sell anything here. Well, yes, we can sell things. I guess the question is, can we buy anything? At a certain point, it's probably better just to take all of that. And yeah, I don't want to buy any of that ammo. And then we'll sell frag grenades. And then hunting shotgun's not worth much, so we'll sell that. That's just like, I guess, the perfect balance there. I could try to find something else that was worth a small amount, like the police baton.
Thanks. Bye.
Okay, so now the question is,
Sure.
can
Just
we
don't treat me like a
prevent
packed Brahmin,
being
okay?
over encumbered? Put several different items. In his inventory. And then we want to put the most heavy items that we have no bullets for in his inventory.
I'm not standing here because I'm overburdened with emotion. I'm not standing here because I'm
And we will continue down that path. Anti-mutated rifles, super heavy. We want to keep this gun because it does a lot of damage. We want to get probably rid of that one, and even get rid of that one. And then the hope is I can take this combat armor reinforced and do a Mark II, and then repair with the others. Otherwise, it would be just a matter of throwing all this food, which I guess that would have been the wiser items to get rid of. It definitely is a case, though, that even doing 2 or 3 missions, as long as you go into a dungeon, you're going to likely come out being just completely overwhelmed with high weight items. Right, so combat armor 2, Mark 2. Repair with combat armor reinforced. Combat helmet Mark 2. Repair with combat helmet reinforced. Powder gang plain outfit repaired, so that there's only one of those. Powder gang simple outfit repaired. And that gets us to 207. Yeah. It's not a lot of...
I heard some special squad of Rangers is on its way to the Vegas area. I guess the NCR is finally getting serious about fighting the Legion.
Wonder if that moves the story forward. So we're gonna move forward a few hours just so we know that the doctor comes in here. The point of that being, I want to... Who is shooting? Nobody important. It's just the target practice happening over there. Yep. Guess we need to wait one more hour. Here she is.
I heard there's a rumor going around that you were behind Hardin's takeover. I suppose his leadership is better than none at all. Time will tell. So, what brings you by today?
Let's see. Medical supplies. These don't have any weight, so we'll take those. These don't have any weight, so we'll take those. Is it worth taking anything else? No. Do we have anything that sells to accommodate paying for all of those drugs, or am I just buying drugs for no reason? Let's see. Guess what I'd be trying to sell is overcharged batteries, but I don't have overcharged batteries. So yeah, I guess let's sell pointless vendor trash. I wonder... No, that doesn't have any value. Don't sell lead. Wonder if maybe that is the move. Is to sell items that you're not going to really do anything with. Still not going to get me far enough. The next step would be selling like Night Stalker blood and Night Stalker eggs. Yeah. I need to keep the unarmed stuff at this point. Maybe it does just make sense to sell drugs. there is a danger that this one time you might actually need drugs, though you might not have it on you. Turbo +1. Yet the only other thing to do would be to maybe sell bullets. And I just don't think that makes sense since I'm running out of bullets at the moment. .5mm surplus bullets, I could probably use those, but they're probably not that useful. Flamer fuel. Sell mini nukes. I could sell all 3 mini nukes I have. Could sell nails.
Give me a shout if you need anything else. Later.
That didn't really give me as many bullets as I think I would like, though. And that is definitely my concern, is that I'm going to, even if I ran to every location, I'm still going to struggle to find a bullet source. It gives me a couple hundred extra bullets. Right, so let's turn in our quest to this guy.
Welcome back, my friend. What can I do for you?
I've taken care of the vangraphs.
Well done. This is a small step in the right direction, but it's damn good to move forward again. Now, I believe congratulations are in order. It is my honor to bestow upon you the title of Paladin of the Brotherhood, for your meritorious service in its name. Normally there'd be a ceremony and such, but everyone is too busy at the moment for such frivolity. I can give you this, however. Your very own suit of power armor. We can't spare our best, but I had the knights assemble this one for your use. Which reminds me, you don't even know how to use these, do you?
I'd appreciate a lesson.
Here, I'll show you. It's easy once you get used to it. First, we'll start with putting it on.
Fade out and fade on. And
There. I think you got the hang of it now. Should be able to use any type of power armor you come across using what you just learned. Very well then. In addition to the armor, I've given the order that all of our arms and equipment be made available for your purchase. Finally, while you are now a member of the Brotherhood, I cannot ask any more of you. I'm sure you have goals of your own outside these walls. You are free to come and go as you please, though I hope you'll return to us someday in a more permanent capacity. I wish you the best outside. Brother.
question mark. So they just skip that, and the fact that they show you that you can just skip sections of the game, story, parts of the story, I think really highlights how many times they should have skipped something. So the power armor that they gave me, I have no idea what it was. It's almost certainly not the combat helmet reinforced. So I'd have to assume it was a T-45 power armor and a T-45 helmet. Now, the amount I can carry right now is 210. If I put this on, it goes up to 230. So, getting +2 strength might be worth it, except for then you lose agility. So, yeah. It does feel like power armor is probably your best bet in Fallout games, but it feels like something that you just don't really need. This is just standard power armor you could have stolen. So it definitely feels also like you should do this quest fairly quickly. I don't know if there really was a way.
Hello? Hello again, my friend.
Yeah, I don't know if there really was a way to not kill the Vandegraffs. It seems like not much would have changed.
Now that Hardin's elder, I hope I'll be allowed to continue my... Like he wanted to use me for target practice. But...
No real quest here. No self-destruct terminal.
How may I assist you? Hey, so Hardin becoming elder was because of you, huh? I wonder what it'll... That was so much fun. The wind whipping and when those... I don't... Bye.
And just skip through all this dialogue I don't care about. So I imagine what the change would have been is if you had sided with the Vandegraffs, you would have blown up the Brotherhood of Steel.
I heard some special... Good to see you again. What...
But it definitely feels like it's just unfinished. Or that there's maybe some quest.
What is it now, outsider?
Because there's entire people here that you can't talk to or do anything with. And it definitely feels like there should have been more quest. And I would still lean heavily into the thought that this game should be more linear and less open in some spots. Particularly making the player early in game be a member of the Brotherhood of Steel, at least long enough to get power armor training. It does kind of feel like there is a possible way in which you would have played this game and never even found this location, let alone
Hi there.
able
Looking to
to
spend some caps?
join the
Our
Brotherhood of
patrols
Steel.
are always bringing more stuff in. Take a look.
Okay. Doesn't seem to me like there's too much new here. I could certainly buy some of these items. I wouldn't be surprised if I actually sold a lot of these items. And at a certain level, yes, I have the caps. It's not like I'm doing anything else with the caps. I could buy power armor and increase the quality of the power armor I've already found. Doesn't feel like they have a lot of bullets otherwise.
Bye.
And I imagine that if I could find the doctor, she's not going to have
Hello.
anything new.
Can I help you?
Yeah. She, I think, literally just has all the stuff I just sold her. So nothing changed there.
Later.
As far as what's in the shop. Yeah. And if you were to go with the Borderlands style of having vending machines at the front of every location, you could very easily, even now, make a mod where there was just an intercom system or computer terminal at the front of every location, and from that you could sell and do all the shopkeeping and inventory drop-off in a city without having to go any deeper into the city.
Something I can help you with?
Yeah. If you had blown up the whole facility, I imagine you wouldn't be able to loot all of this facility. And so there's I imagine an issue there. Can we... Now, finish Bleed Me Dry. Can we fast travel to the Thorn? Says return to Red Lucy with the Deathclaw eggs. And then Red Lucy seems to be at Camp McCarran. That doesn't seem right. Why would Red Lucy be at Camp McCarran? Is Red Lucy and the Thorn about to attack Camp McCarran? She really gave no indication at all that that's what she was gonna do. Nope, that was just a glitch. Weird. Weird that you could possibly even make that mistake in programming. The hope is she doesn't give me anything super heavy. And this should be the last of the hunting for eggs quests. And she may give us some other quests, but I imagine they'll be different.
Welcome back, stranger. Do you have good news for the Thorn?
Exact same line of dialogue every time.
You've indeed become the greatest hunter the Thorn has ever seen.
There's a few extra lines.
The best I've ever seen. You've earned the honor of being part of this sacred ground. Come to me often, and I'll share with you the wealth of the Thorn.
So let's see if there's any other quests we can do. It seems like there might be.
You've done enough to last many lifetimes, stranger. But I'd like you to come see me again.
So it seems like we could probably sleep with her, but this game has not established that sleeping with any character matters.
Thank you, my brave hunter.
So in some weird way, this has just ended in a romance path.
Welcome back, stranger.
Let's see.
You've done...
I could take her somewhere private and kill her.
I'm listening. What do you...
What's fighting in the net match? Do you set up custom fights? I want to fight in the Thorn. How do you train the creatures?
These beasts are slaves to their instincts and hunger for blood. We constantly replenish our stock.
So we're gonna just pretend like we care about the answers.
My creatures are expensive to find. If your pleasure is to see them bleed at your will, those costs will I'll help you set up good matches.
Let's see. So set up a mixed fight.
You're paying for it. What'll bleed today in the Thorn, stranger?
So if we go Deathclaw...
How many?
We can do one Deathclaw.
What'll fight on blue?
And then 3 giant rad scorpions.
The Thorn's thirsty for blood. Pay my cost. You got it. Best
So that was
of luck
480
and enjoy
caps.
the carnage.
So this is just straight up a simulator. And you can definitely tell why this would have been created this way. Is that they wanted to test the AI of what would happen if 3 random giant rad scorpions ran into a Deathclaw. And now we know what would happen. Can we go down there? No. So we don't even get the remnants, nor do I think we get the XP.
Well done, stranger. Here's your share.
So by doing that, that gave me 600 caps. So it seems like you could just
Welcome back,
set up
stranger.
a fight.
What do you want to know? We've got a pair of giant.
So we could go red or blue. Let's go. I want to fight.
And I won't stop you, stranger. What's the name?
Let's see. Ready for greater
You've
challenges?
proven yourself, stranger. Name your challenge.
Fight death claws.
Now you're talking. I'll be impressed. Having seen what you're capable of, I think. But the thorn honors Ballas, not foolish sacrifice. I can see your. Get to your cave.
Okay. So this does just fast travel you downward. And then we'll just equip dinner bell, I guess. Where did I get this gun from? So it fast travels you to this location, and then we wait. Do we have our companions with us? No, so I could be in trouble. So my guess would be 2. I got knocked back, but so I guess that's one way to potentially get some more XP if you needed to grind out XP. Of course, that is a very dangerous way to grind XP. Also,
won't ever make enough to live outside. Have you seen that tower on the strip all lit up? You can see it for miles.
so yeah, it definitely feels to me like the thorn is specifically
Here's your share.
designed if you need to get some coins, if you need to experiment while developing the game, if the developers needed to experiment and
Lead the way.
see how the aliens, how the different animals would have fought each other. But as far as I can tell, that seems like that is the entirety of the thorn. Looks like we really have just seen everything. There's the sea. There's a connection to the cages in several spots. But I don't think I can free the animals, and I don't think there's really anything to do with the Red Lucy's chamber or Red Lucy any further. Yeah, it definitely feels like this is a just pro hunter, animal hunting, abomination hunting area in concept, and yeah, that makes sense. You really can't have a narrative here where dogfighting or animal hunting is condemned, considering how much time you're going to spend. Seems like maybe if you killed Red Lucy, you could free all these animals. but then they would just attack you. And so then you'd end up killing them anyways. No. And I don't think there's any named characters other than Red Lucy. And this is the northmost part of the sewer, so if there's anything more to the sewer, it's got to be east, west, or south. We already hacked her terminal. I bet she doesn't have any guns of importance. There's a light switch you can turn on, which apparently turns on maybe some sexy time music. The layout of all of this is odd. The whole design of this room in particular feels incredibly more bespoke and custom than any other section in the game. If I was going to create this, I definitely would have tried for something closer to Mad Moxie's Underdome. I also would have definitely probably wanted to put this in the center of a larger city and have a much bigger arena with animals always just scripted to be fighting in it. Do citizens actually go into the thorn, or are they a few just programmed to walk near the sewer grate? Well, that finishes that quest. So the next thing that needs to happen, unfortunately, is to clean up our inventory. Yeah, no telling you. I was probably a thug. I guess there isn't like a shop here on the strip. No place really where you would buy bullets or ammo. And I tell you what, I was gonna have to pause for a break anyways. So now would be a great time to pause the recording. Let me take a bit of a break and just use the time off screen to organize all of these items, because there's not going to be anything really interesting to show here. It's just going to be me dumping a bunch of items and sorting items, and I'll probably try to do a better job at sorting items, and then we can get more into the meat of the whole setup. So yeah, let me make a safety save while we're at it. I'm gonna just play off screen for a while and then I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. So I've managed to clean out my inventory, while not completely cleaning out my inventory. There is an element here now that some of these items can be used with the jerry-rigging perk to fix other items. And a lot of these items, once I sorted everything, are just like very valuable items to potentially sell. And I am just back to that situation where I still need bullets. I do have a gun here. There might be something to that. And I could go to Vault 21, but that would actually be 2 loads that way, and that's not really worth it. So I think, well, it might have been worth it to go into Freeside and try and trade there. What if we were to instead just go to the Crimson Caravan Company, fast travel there, and see if we can... Who was that? Like, increasingly, I can use weapons and armor to repair other things, but the things I'm going to be repairing also aren't very valuable. And picking up aid and miscellaneous still is an issue.
Hey there, you looking to...
So, yeah. What we're going to look for here is, can we... Well, first of all, we should probably only buy bullets to start with. And I think we are probably at the point now where anytime I run into a shop, I should empty it of bullets, which will be several thousand caps, and that this one shop may fix that problem. That is a lot of caps, certainly to spend just on bullets. And sure, we'll take cards while we're at it from Caravan, not that that matters. And then I don't know if it really is beneficial to buy surplus bullets. I'll take a bobby pin. But yeah, these kinds of weapons are probably weapons I sold. Although I'm not sure I actually even have a copy of boxing tape if I was going to obsessively try and have one of everything in my store, in my presidential suite. I do think what we may find, so like this is an extra 10mm gun. It does do a decent amount of damage, but I think I do just need to sell it. I really do want to sell things that do low damage first. Get rid of those items. Here we have a worthless plasma rifle that's weighing 8. Should probably use to repair something else. So that's like still 2,000. Then we could look at selling high value clothing or high quality clothing instead of holding on to it. Yeah. Immediately, even doing a lot of setup, I am back to playing menu hero. I don't think I carried with me any of the miscellaneous items I could have sold. I definitely have more stuff that I could sell back in the room. Yeah. Generally, I think I want every single type of like bullets. And that's pretty much all I'm buying. And I have so many caps. There is an argument to just start purchasing scopes and gun modifications. Case box of 10 millimeters, a case of 10 millimeter 2s. Cherry bombs don't have any weight. So what this is definitely garbage. Yeah. See, I don't know if you can even use any of tiny babies. All you need to know about pediatric medicine. Interesting. So I think we're gonna we've had so many caps so far. Like we're at 80,000. There's just not a good reason to sit on this. I am concerned that buying these gun running arsenal items or these modifications for guns might be something that I just can't even implement, or it might be that they passively increase your weapons, making weapons that once I would have sold actually be a lot more valuable. So there's 6,000. That's not really that much. And then I think we'll probably not waste. Well, it's not too much to buy the surplus either. So the rest of this looks like junk though. And yeah, I don't think there's a reason to hold on to anything else. And I don't think there's a reason to buy back like painstaker armor. We will take stim packs and super stim packs. Take the Xander root since it's free. Rest of this I think we can get rid of. And then it would come down to a question about selling something like this gun, which is probably wise because the 10mm guns are something that we are actually seeing fairly commonly. And then if I don't want to sell any bullets and I don't have any miscellaneous things, the only thing I would possibly sell is like overcharge. Yeah. Because we know we're crafting those overcharges. So we know those are of higher value at the moment, since I'm still not going to use anything. So sell drugs at that point, which is fine. I don't really need most of the drugs. I'll sell this potato crisps. there is very possibly somebody who would give me a better value for some of these drugs, or actual XP for the drugs. Alright, so I'm gonna leave it at that. That's 5,000 caps. That's not too much. And then the game's gonna crash. Wow, that was a lot of work. Alright, so what do we do now? We reload the game, yes, but then I spent a lot of time there trading, so I'm gonna have to make decisions quicker. And I assume what I'll do is I'll just buy everything and just spend a ton of caps there at the Crimson Caravan, and I won't try and sell too much. That'll probably put me in a nice position anyways. Right. Whoops. There's a stutter there as it loaded one area and then loaded another. What I'm thinking will happen is we'll eventually find a companion that can let you cook, and then I'll dismiss that companion completely. That's what I'm thinking we could do. He actually has what looks like almost completely different inventory now. I'm wondering if his inventory didn't just reset in that crash, and now the books in particular, which I was gonna buy, are no longer available. Now the books are under miscellaneous, so these have to be some kind of quest items that I'm picking up. Some kind of somebody somewhere is gonna be pregnant and have a baby from the looks of it. I'm gonna buy these surplus too, just because I don't know why they're under miscellaneous when they should be under ammo. And yes, there is sometimes a take all option, but the take all doesn't seem to work here, and it doesn't seem to, even if I could take all, I'm not sure the take all button would ever only take all in the case of a sub-menu. It may just take everything he's got otherwise. Right, so we got a ton of stuff now. 36,000 is definitely not worth sticking to. Sorry, I get alarm going off. Something here is very different. Definitely feels like his inventory has refilled, and by what seems to be glitch alone, he now has 12,000 caps. And he has a whole bunch more. Okay. This is not going to get me anywhere close. I do have some Nuka-Colas back at the presidential suite also, so that would be another thing that I suppose I could deal with. This makes me wonder if perhaps the Gunrunner's arsenal items in particular are randomized every time you go into the shop, and maybe there's a level to that that makes a lot of sense. Go ahead and sell the overcharge packs. We can craft them ourselves. And then I guess the question to ask here is, like, rockets incendiary, no. Rockets high explosive, no. 40 rockets, maybe okay. BBs, no, we don't really need them. 9mm, hollow points, we give you, well, plus this would give you this. This would give you a little bit more damage. This would give you a lot more damage. So I think you stick with that. Armor piercing, though, I don't think is really necessary. I'm just not going to fight that many things. So let's get rid of armor piercing ones. Grenades, incendiaries, no. Grenades, high explosives, no. Now we are much closer to a realistic selection of bullets. I do think there's probably a case here where selling slugs and selling hollow points needs to be eliminated. Setting things on fire, while intriguing, it's not where we are at yet. And certainly this is crazy. We are very low on bullets, very high on guns, but I don't feel like this system makes any sense. That now at level 30 something we are starting to be pushed towards using, let's sell all the nails too. Yeah, we'll not buy any rockets. And then probably should buy energy things. That's not too bad considering how many other things we're buying as far as gun modifications. And maybe these gun modifications themselves are what we need. But then the game just locked up. Interesting. So there seems to me like there's some quest items somehow in this inventory that maybe I shouldn't take, because this is the whole game is just locked up a second time. So let me go ahead and crash it, and let's not take the books, and let's do this in a much smaller step. We can see how the game is very glitchy here. And unfortunately, this is taking up all of my time. And yeah. Now, I can never remember whether it's the Metro series or the I can't even remember the name of the series. There's like 2 series out there where they are slightly new, inspired by Fallout and much newer. One of them, bullets are straight up a currency.
Hey
it
there.
Feels like this is kind of doing that same thought. Let's see. So we're just going to go through the miscellaneous ones. Again, this all feels like this might slightly be different. So this one, stress in a modern refuge, a primer, and tiny babies, all you need to know about pediatric medicine. Also, this may be the only place I've ever seen a vacuum cleaner. Right.
See ya.
Okay.
Hey there. You looking to buy or sell? Can do.
So if that worked, then the next step, I think, is to buy these books. We will just buy those books and then see what happens. Nothing. Okay. Then I will buy just standard bullets. It might just be that the game can't handle particularly large amounts of transactions, big numbers. Although there's really no reason why that should be the case. Yeah. None of that was a problem either. NCR items. And then cards. Which it definitely seems like he has. Well, I don't think we're gonna buy any of these weapons. I don't even think we're gonna begin to try and sell anything. If we are gonna try and sell something, it would probably make a lot of sense to do that after the fact. Yeah. It's like Brock flour might be something worth purchasing, just because I don't think I've one of those. Stim packs, super stim packs. Magazines, probably not worth purchasing. Nothing in miscellaneous. Nothing in ammo. I don't know how many cards you really need. There are still some cards to collect, I think. I'm gonna look at the lower left corner and see if the card icon appears instead of looking at the right. It does also seem very silly to buy so many cards when I know I'm not going to really ever play Caravan again, more than likely. It also seems very silly to buy any armor or weapons. The Mark II metal combat armor, Mark II. So there's the crash. And there's the lockup. It has something to do with the Caravan cards that causes the lockup. So just don't buy the Caravan cards. Buy everything else. Of course, I could have saved myself some frustration and maybe exited out and saved. And I definitely am in a situation where I can't possibly know what Caravan cards I'd even want to buy, because I can't understand how to play Caravan itself. So one last time attempting things. If there is a point at the game where you needed 100,000 caps to gamble, I don't know how you would get that.
Hey there.
If you're playing on harder modes, or just make sure that it's not the NCR items, because harder modes almost certainly would require more stim packs, more bullets. I'm kind of purchasing some items here for silly reasons. Yeah. I did have a thought, and I guess I'll share that thought while I'm going through this. That we may get to Kaiser or Caesar, and we may find it is very much like the Dread Pirate Roberts situation, where there was a Caesar before the current Caesar, and it might even be a case where Kaiser knows he's dying, and he teases the idea that you as the player might be the new Caesar, and it might very well be a situation where some players would feel like that is a decent thought to just be the new Caesar, take over the Legion, and potentially in the war that way with the NCR.
See ya.
So yeah, I do have that as a thought too. Probably should save before we do anything else. And I didn't even try to sell anything, so while I have 162 of 210, a lot of that is going to have to be used to a lot of that's going to have to be used to repair things, I believe. Which, with our jerry-rigging, we can do that. This here already could repair something else. But when you're using full condition, or almost 100% condition items, to repair other 100% conditioned items, you're probably making a mistake. Let's actually just make a safety save. Unfortunately, this is all I'm going to be able to do.
Hey there. You look...
I have run out of time. It would be to sell guns that have relatively low damage. And relative is going to be a relative term, certainly. This carbine uses 5.56. This uses 5mm. So they're different bullets. This uses 9mm bullets. I imagine most of this is not very valuable items anyways. So that gets me 3,000 back. We are probably at a point where selling some of the magazines would also make sense. But it's not like magazines are going to be very valuable either. If this crashes, there's no telling what's wrong.
See ya.
It still really isn't a great economic situation. But at the very least, that did clear my inventory, I think, a little bit more. Put us in a better position, because it definitely does feel like, now that my weight is at 69, when we get to this area, which we will do, we will just fast travel to Cotton Cove. The only other thing we could do is maybe fast travel to the ranger station. It'd probably be smarter to fast travel to ranger station and then walk to Cotton Cove, or even fast travel to the Overlook and fast travel from there. That would also give me an experiment to see if the scenic Overlook points are something that you can take pictures of. So yeah, we really didn't accomplish too much today, other than collecting some Deathclaw eggs in the first half of this episode, and then doing a lot of stuff off screen, and then doing a lot of trading on screen with the game crashing quite a bit. Notice that there aren't any perks really here for selling and buying. Like, that whole gameplay mechanic doesn't integrate into the specials that much, and it doesn't integrate into the perk system at all. For these items, I have to just assume they are working, but they may not be. I may have just wasted thousands of caps. Thought that was a person. For items that don't really do anything. This would be a 9mm pistol scope, so I would need probably a 9mm pistol to know if that's even being modified. Like, ideally you would look at the weapons, and one of these weapons would say that there was some kind of modification happening here. Okay. No, that is left bump. Left bump for the mod. Okay. Let's look at all of our weapons, including the camera, and see if we can add mods. From the looks of it, no. It seems like that's something you can do, which means getting a named gun would have been the best thing you could have done in Fallout 3, and it's only a small thing you can do in New Vegas, because obviously there's a mod system here. Which means I probably, going forward, anytime I see a mod in a shopkeeper's inventory, I need to just spin the caps and buy it. And I need to make sure not to sell any item. One would assume that an item that has been modded, a weapon that's been modded, is going to have significantly higher values added to it. Then caravan deck you can't actually look at, so it may be a case that my caravan deck is just at the maximum before it crashes, and there might be a case where I'm gonna have to go out of my way to make sure to not pick up any more. There's only one more snow globe in the whole game. In this book, stress and the modern refugee, a primer, and tiny baby is all you need to know about pediatric medicine. Much like Violet's head, seem to be connected to some quest that I have yet to start or may have also skipped. Even doing this side quest is going to very quickly push me towards The Render Under Caesar main story, and all of these wild card, the House Always Wins quests are pushing us towards the end of the main story. At some point there's a decent chance too that we will not be able to do Restoring Hope anymore, and if we see that's the case, I will probably want to load a previous save and see if we can see that full quest being done. Anyways, that's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, and keep on watching. Thanks.